I'm Mark Stewart, and yes, I am running for office in November. And I've pledged to, well, before November, opine so that you voters can know where I would stand if I were in office for upcoming issues. So I will do that for the remainder of the year up until the November election. One that has just come before me is Senate Bill 256, which did pass. And I am running for Senate. I want to tell you that I would be voting no. And this is a bill that does sound good and did pass 33-0. I would be one senator, maybe the only one, against. Here's why. It is a bill that criminalizes the known taking of stolen catalytic converters by mechanics, garage shops, scrap places. It's a 10-page bill. It is so many lines long with exceptions and definitions. It has paperwork that is now going to be required for every professional accepting a catalytic converter. It therefore adds costs, it adds time, it adds fear unnecessarily. We already have bills that do this. So the bill is unnecessary, and it doesn't go far enough, as State Senator Eric Berthel noted. It should apply to all theft, that people knowingly accepting stolen goods or goods that they should have known, based on the situation, were stolen, that itself is a crime. And you know what? We have such laws. It's part of the federal code if that good was in interstate commerce, and it's on the books in every single state in one form or the other. In this state, it would be interpreted the following way, that should have known means a reasonable person would have suspected that the items were stolen. And there is a reasonable person standard. Yes, it is judgeable. It means that if the average person in the defendant's situation would have been suspicious of the goods, the defendant would be suspect of them as well. That's a reasonable standard that most garages and resellers do now. That's why there aren't that many who will take on the stolen items. They don't want to get prosecuted. So the law now still means that if a dealer keeps getting catalytic converters from Tony, and only catalytic converters, why isn't Tony bringing you the whole car with other parts that could be resold? Why aren't there a plethora of engine parts, a plethora of doors? No, Tony and his accomplices are just bringing those easy to steal yet valuable catalytic converters. Okay? That dealer knows he should not be accepting them. That's the person who already is liable. I asked for no law that's new, just enforce what we have now. This is not a hard law to enforce. Yes, there is a reasonable person standard and there'd be some judgment. But the first judgment is that of the dealer who's worried about enforcement. And that dealer who wants to stay in business is going to say, no, I don't want your stuff. Maybe that dealer would even report the likely thief in the first place. That's better legislation. And as some of you know, I'm a fan of less legislating. Less burdens, less paperwork, and with a few good laws, ones that are promulgated so everybody knows what those laws are. Start with Commandment 8, do not steal. But go on a little bit more, not 10 pages more for every single device. You will have a more compliant and a more moral society because it teaches us what we need to be moral in the eyes of others. The reams of paperwork that come out of legislative bills dilute the law, they probably skew morality, and they make it less likely that good laws get enforced. I'm Mark Stewart. Look for me at stewartforliberty.com.